100 years ago, they were required to read fluently, write good hands, be conversant with the principles and practice of arithmetic, be well grounded in sacred and profane history, and have received in other respects a plain but liberal education. Army school teachers. Their classroom today, the whole wide world. Aden, where Noah is believed to have built his ark. Where better to learn the origins of life at the beginning of life? Army school children. As much at home on a Hong Kong ferry as on a London bus. In Germany, not every road leads to Berlin. For David and Alison, this one leads straight to school. Last term, it might have been a bus ride to Bielefeld. Today, it could be a drive across desert. But assembly is always at 9, whether it be Aden or Malta. These are the children of servicemen. For them, school is everywhere, wherever their fathers may be stationed. Children to whom the most foreign of all countries may well be Britain.
Of the 4 countries that make up the British Isles, England is the largest. No part of England is more than 100 miles from the sea. The highest lands lie to the west. On the low and sandy east coast, sand and shingle are deposited all the time by the North Sea. Far up long inlets, such as the Thames and Severn, great ports have grown up, such as London and Bristol. To the southwest lies Salisbury Plain. On the south coast, the chalk hills of England end in white cliffs.
Every other soldier in today's army is a married man, and many are overseas for much of their service career. They want their children with them. Whether they be called upon to serve in jungle, desert, or frozen fields, they want the best out of life for their children. The soldier of today is a family man, well versed not only in the skills of his military profession, but also in his duties as a husband and a father. The army of today is geared to this basic fact of its contemporary life, building not only shops, homes, and community centers, but also schools. Adapting existing army barracks if practicable, designing and building new schools where possible. Well over 100 schools for more than 30,000 children. The Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force maintain similar schools overseas. In an army school can be found sailors' sons and flight sergeants' daughters, and the children of army and navy families attend Air Force schools. In Malta, all secondary school children attend the Royal Naval School at Tal Handak.
War, and ridden into battle, no man more, as well in Christian as in heathen places, and ever honoured for his noble graces.
The Chaucer, who wrote of a knight on a pilgrimage to Canterbury long ago, was also responsible for the upkeep of walls, ditches, sewers and bridges between Greenwich and Woolwich. More than 600 years ago, he built a bridge across the moat at Eltham Palace, now the home of the Royal Army Educational Corps, the Institute of Army Education. This once royal residence of kings is today the point of departure for teachers bound for any Army children's school overseas.
The Army was already teaching soldiers' children long before there was any national system of compulsory education. The old corps of Army schoolmasters and Queen's Army schoolmistresses have now made way for civilian teachers like yourselves, seconded from local education authorities. You are joining an organization which has a long tradition and experience in the education of children. The length of stay of a child in the service school abroad is often less than 18 months. They leave every day, every week, every month. But you will not find the service child backward. He is adaptable and self-possessed. So long as we have an army anywhere overseas, we shall need schools for its children and teachers for those schools. You are on the threshold of a great adventure. In your teaching, exploit the advantages of the environment in which you find yourselves.
Is a set curriculum laid down? What are the sizes of schools and classes?
Is there any shortage of teaching materials that are available here in England?
How much freedom has a headmaster in the choice of books?
If I go to Germany, should I take an electric kettle to make my morning cup of tea?
Most of the primary schools combine infant and junior departments under one head teacher. Secondary schools are organized on comprehensive lines. The majority are smaller than similar maintained schools in the United Kingdom, varying in size between 400 and 1,000 pupils. There's a plentiful supply of books and up-to-date equipment, much the same as is found in schools at home. Schools are kept abreast of all the newer developments in education. Head teachers in service schools overseas were amongst the first to realize the potential value of vertical grouping, the initial teaching alphabet, practical teaching of number, and language training for primary children.
Was ist das?
Das ist das Uhr.
Was ist das?
Das ist ein Buch.
Ist das ein Bleistift?
Ja, das ist ein Bleistift.
Wie heißt die Familie?
Die Familie heißt die Familie Richter.
Gut.
Secondary schools provide a range of courses to meet the varying needs of the individual. GCE, O and A levels, technical, commercial, certificate of secondary education. The headmaster or headmistress has complete freedom to run his school with his staff as in England. The services back them up with whatever they may need in personnel, professional advice and equipment. More than 2,000 teachers, all suitably